Yeah, I believe in you. I don't believe in lucky sevens. I'm not sure about Loch Ness, but I know I believe in angels. I believe in happiness.
Oh, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in on a Monday evening, afternoon. It's evening here. It could just be your late afternoon on the West Coast. Isn't it such a sigh of relief? We made it. We made it through the first work day of the week. It can be hectic, especially if you have those kiddies at home, right? So I'm actually homeschooling again. So if anybody has any tips for middle school homeschooling, please let me know. We're enjoying it. We're having a great time, but having one at home and the others in school, it's a little interesting. But everybody, make sure that you like, you share. Please comment, interact, ask us some questions. I see some viewers. Hello, everybody, and make sure you go over to YouTube and ring that bell. We are not live right now on YouTube, but we will have the show over there very, very soon. All right, everybody. So I have a beautiful, delightful soul connected with us today. She has so many accolades behind her. She's a wonderful actress out in Los Angeles. So wait just a moment. She's going to come to the screen. But first, I want to talk about our sponsor of the evening, and it is Red Bar. Red Bar is such a cool little company. They have actually tweaked their items. Now you can see I got into the chocolate ones. They're in the red package. I don't think I have any more, but they have mint chocolate, they have oatmeal, they have chocolate, so many different great flavors. Oh my goodness. I don't have my card in front of me, so we're going to wing it. But yes, it is full of real food. And that's what their point was when I interviewed them, when they first came on as a sponsor. And if anybody is interested in being a sponsor in the show, you do get an interview. You get to talk about your product and talk about how it was created. So these guys were athletes, and more so the triathlon circuit. And they needed something that was complete, that could go in the back of, like a cycling shirt or, whatever you may have. It grab quickly, and it's full nutrition, but they're not high in calories. It's very low sugar. It's only 2 grams of sugar in these really tasty little treats, mint chocolate. You can see some of the chocolate chips that are in there. So you feel like you're sinning with something so delicious, but you're really not. And it's packed full of vitamins, fiber, nutrients, and I don't have my card in front of me, so I can't talk intelligibly about it, but they are adding some mushrooms to it, not the psychoactive type mushrooms, but the mushrooms that will help your belly and help your GI tract. It also can help reduce stress in your day. And they're caffeinated. They're coming out with a few new products, and I did notice that chocolate milk is coming. And it's going to be nutrient-rich, fiber-rich, just like their bars. So 10 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber, pre-probiotics. They're eat well, feel good, be radiant, gluten-free, GMO-free, soy-free. That is my thing. I'm always looking for that. So go ahead and check it out today at redbar.com. That is red with 2 Ds. So REDDBAR.com. And this is where I missed my little card I was writing on because I was looking up all the different regions. I know in the Southeast, you can get them not only on redbar.com, but at Publix. Northeast, there is Wegmans grocery store, if that sounds right. And then Whole Foods. So for Texas, West Coast, middle of the country, Whole Foods, you can also get your Red Bars. All right, everybody. So let's move on in the show. I cannot wait to bring up our lovely actress. And you know what I'm going to do? Usually I write the intros. This time, her short bio on her website, which is georginaelizabethokon.com, has just the best synopsis of who she is. So Georgina Elizabeth Okon is a British-born Nigerian actor, voiceover artist, singer based in Los Angeles. Her body of work includes voiceover roles in the feature film Black Panther, and television series such as Scorpion, The Break, Unit 42, Mortal. Her on camera roles include the television series Shrill, the documentary film Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy, the short film Fugitive Zero, for which she won 7, not 1, not 3, not 5, 7 Best Supporting Actress awards. And without any further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stream this evening Miss Georgina Elizabeth Okon. How are you?
Well, after that introduction, I'm amazed. I'm feeling great.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having time to come on and open up and let us see who you are. And you are, I mean, just an amazing woman. I can't wait to share it with the world. But I have looked into your work, which you have a wonderful piece on IMDb. We'll get to that in just a moment. But I would love to know, take me back to your passion and your love. From what I was reading, it sounds like that started when you were a child. Love of music and the new films that are coming out. Is that right?
You know what? The music definitely, because I grew up in a household. My dad was part of a jazz band, and so there was always music in the home. And the interesting thing is, my dad would always ask for myself or my siblings to entertain everyone in the evening. So we had to get, he would say, put on a concert. And that was like a regular, that was like a regular evening at our home. Myself and my siblings, we actually had a band we called ourselves the Groovies, and I was the lead singer. I resigned from my role as lead singer when I saw a video of myself with my nostrils flaring. I thought, oh no, I can't do this anymore. The vain creature that I am.
That's amazing. So your first band was called the Groovies. How old was everybody in this band?
We were ranging from about 6 to 10.
How adorable.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know, isn't it amazing that it's within our soul and sometimes our mind has to catch up to
Right.
what we love, what is inside of us, because you had the Groovies. Me and my girlfriends on our street, we used to put on plays. We had a little radio show. We put a cassette in, and we press record and pretend it was a radio show.
That is so cute.
But
That is so
the
cute.
innocence of being a child.
That's right. Imagination, there's no limit. No
Right.
limit. Right.
Oh, I love that. We really have to hold on to that. There's so many kids that, I can remember looking to buy a home, and it was our first single family home. We were coming from a townhouse, had 2 little kids. And my main objective was it the schools? No, because I was too young and naive to look for that. But I just got lucky in that one. I was looking for a neighborhood with kids playing outside.
Mm.
The creativity.
Right.
That
Right.
just
That's right. Excitement, fun, playfulness, imagination, all that great stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I know you wear many different hats. You are a singer in Los Angeles. You're a wonderful actress and so much more. Can we talk about your song life? Do you write all of your shows? Are you singing right now?
No, not right now. Singing, I was a couple of years ago, I was auditioning for musical theater, and it didn't quite land, but the singing that I was doing was mostly in church. It was mostly in church as part of a choir, as part of a worship band. I had really, it's a dream that I have to do a musical. I would love to do a musical. And I actually booked a project, a feature film that was going to be shooting in the Midwest, and the character was going to do some singing. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, and that just died a death. But I have not given up on that dream of one day being able to sing.
Yes. Oh, and that is such a You're wide open. You know, you are you, in my opinion, and I admire singers. That's one of those things that I haven't been able to work on enough, to take it out in front of anybody else. It's just me and the
I
dog.
don't believe you. You are so multi-talented. I bet you do sing. And the thing is, people who can, they're very humble about it anyway.
Mm, mm.
Mhm.
Well, you just put it out there. You put it out there in the atmosphere, and all of our chances, all of our opportunities, we can grab them from thin air.
That's
So,
right.
what if someone wrote you into a musical and you've had an experience of that recently, not a musical, but a film?
Right, right, right. Yeah, we were talking about A Grieving Man, written by Waide Riddle,
Mhm.
amazing award-winning writer, poet, creative human being, occupier of imagination and everything else. Waide actually called me 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, and he said, "Hey, Georgina." No, he sent me an email. No, he sent me a message on Facebook to tell me he sent me an email to check the email. He'd sent me a script to read it and let him know what I thought. And I was like, okay. So I checked. I saw it was a script. I was like, oh my goodness. I read the script. And as I went through it, the last couple of scenes, I saw the name Georgina and I was confused. And I was like, oh, it's really interesting. You call this character Georgina. I mean, I love the name as it is mine, and did not realize that he wrote the character for me based on me. And I absolutely loved it. He's an amazing writer, and I was just so honored that he thought of me and penned that character. And I'm so excited for this project.
Mhm.
And it's an amazing story, an important story. And I think it's very topical when you look at what's been going on, the past couple of years, the world we're living in. People have been dealing with all kinds of challenges. There's been a lot of grief, which is the subject matter of the film. People grieving the lives they lost, people grieving loved ones, loss of loved ones, people grieving what they can't even quite articulate, you know
Mhm.
and he deals with the subject in such a sensitive, poignant, and creative way. And he's able to deal with the subject matter, but show that there's light at the end of the tunnel, which is what you want. There's got to be light. There's got to be hope. There's got to be a reason for living. And he manages to do just that. He manages all that and a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. I brought his poster to
Right.
screen. And so here, A Grieving Man, and
Mhm.
just to give everybody, Wade's synopsis of it. So, Mark Espinoza lives in San Francisco. After his wife dies of a massive brain aneurysm, he must confront the stages of grief alone, the excruciating pain that death and loss bring. You would have to balance such a heavy topic
Right.
with
Right.
some light.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And he does that so well. The story is so well layered, the different characters, and it follows his journey from, he looks at life before the loss of his wife, and then what happens when he loses her, and the different stages of grief, because they say there are 7 stages of grief, and he follows him through all those stages, until he gets to a place where he's not the Mark he used to be, is a new Mark, but a Mark that was waiting to be unveiled, if you will, and
Mhm.
is grabbing a hold of his life and moving forward with it. Having been through a most traumatic event, he makes a choice to choose to live again, because living is a choice. As we've
Yes.
seen the last couple of years with the tragic events that have happened. Living is a choice, and it takes a lot of courage to choose to live. It takes a lot of courage. It really does.
It does. It's the abandonment of control.
That's it.
You just release and live, and
That's
you
it.
pass your energy from one person to the other, and hopefully that's positive energy.
Pass positive energy. There's too much negativity out there. There's too much.
There really is.
Yeah.
You had mentioned the 7 stages of grief. And I'm going through my head. I'm like, okay, come on, Elizabeth, you know this. And I'm like, anger, sadness,
Anger. There's denial.
denial.
Denial. There's acceptance, I think.
Okay.
Oh gosh. What are the other ones? I
Is there
think
like confusion? Is that one of them?
that sounds plausible to me.
Okay.
That sounds plausible to me. I,
Well,
I just I know the 7. I know the 7 of them. I just said them, but I think we're missing 1 or 2. But this is stuff people can relate to. Everyone has dealt with these at some stage in their life.
absolutely. And they're all natural stages. It's what we do naturally, physiologically, not, okay, I have to go get my 7 stages. Let's go talk to a counselor and then they're going to help. These are what naturally
That's right.
happens.
That's right.
So with Waide's film, and we had mentioned in the green room, in the information I received, it sounded like he was still casting, but you said that it's moving along quite swiftly.
It really, things have from last year. We had the table read last year, with the cast at the Julian Dixon Public Library. It was filmed. We got to hear it on its feet. We got to meet each other, and he already has a team, most of the team in place. I know he's got. I was saying he's got a DP. The DP's name is Tigran. I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm going to leave that alone. The line producer is Maurizio Arioja, and the lead actor is Jay. His last name, I will have to spell it, but he's the amazing, amazing lead actor. And Waide was saying to me that he didn't realize what an amazing actor this guy was. This was something he discovered later on, and the film has the screenplay rather won 4 awards already.
Wow.
So The Grieving Man won the San Francisco International Screenplay Competition. It also was at Rhode Island International Film Festival, which is an Oscar qualifying film festival. And LA, yes, exactly. LA Live Film Fest and Twister Alley Festival. This is before it's been made. It's already won these 4 awards. And I just say, this is Waide we're talking about. I expect nothing less. He's just that talented. He knows how to write.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is so exciting.
Absolutely. I'm really excited for this. And I'm so excited for Waide because for a long time, it seemed like nothing was happening. And I know a lot of filmmakers can relate to this, the process of, from writing to it being up on its feet and finished. And I think I remember either watching an interview or a story about a film that got made that was 20 years in the making. 20 years in the making, then another one 10 years in the making. So it's quite a feat, getting something from idea, concept to actually putting it together and making it happen. So I can't wait to get to San Francisco.
And when do you think you'll be able to film your parts in San Francisco? Do you know, is it going to be summertime or?
I am not sure exactly. I don't want to say and then I'm wrong. Waide did not give me permission to say that. But I know it's definitely things have certainly moved along in the process, and it's going to be happening imminently. It's going to be happening pretty soon.
And we were talking in the green room that there may be a few roles or some pickup scenes where they could still use an actor or two. Would they have their agent contact Waide, or what could
Yeah,
they look out for?
I think what the thing to do would be to reach out to Waide, and Waide said I can give his email address for anybody who's interested. His email address is Riddle, and that's RIDDLE Waide WAIDE @gmail.com. Anybody who's interested in investing, in planting an amazing seed in an amazing project, being part of this beautiful story, come on down. Waide will happily have a conversation with you, have a coffee with you, talk with you on where you can fit in this vehicle that is moving towards the set.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing his email address. So I typed in casting information. Hi, Waide. Look at this.
There you
He's
go.
connected with us. Hello, hello. We're talking about your amazing project. It's already won awards, Oscar nominating awards to bring it in. I mean, it's in the big leads for nominations. That is every actor and actresses and scriptwriter and producer. That's everybody's dream to be in that situation. I mean, my goodness. This is wonderful. Waide, you're absolutely amazing. We're sharing your email address right now. I typed in casting information, but really, if anyone would like any information about getting involved in the project in any way, it is filming in San Francisco. Go ahead and directly message with Waide at his email address.
He will happily respond. Happily.
That is absolutely amazing. I am so excited for that project. Now, Georgina, there's another project that we did talk briefly in the green room, and I'm going to go over to the comments again. Waide is saying thank you. You're very, very welcome. And that project really caught my eye because it, in my opinion, is such a unique role for you, but you were born for it. I mean, you would think it was written for you, and it is on IMDb under your show reel, and it is Etanya is a short film. But would you mind telling us a little bit about that? And then I want to share it and let everybody see what I saw. And they're just going to be like blown away like I was.
Thank you so much. Itana is a short film written by the amazingly talented Marion DePointes, who I was really blessed and fortunate to meet while working on another project. She was the assistant director on that project. And as we wrapped, I had a great time working on that project. As we wrapped, she approached me and said, would I be interested in a project that she has? And I said yes. And she said she thought I would be perfect for the role. And while I said yes, I just thought this is a regular Hollywood chat. Nothing's going to happen. I honestly did not expect anything to come out of it. And off I went. And to my shock, by the time I got home, she had emailed me the script, sent me all the information. And when I read the description, as I was saying to you, the description was for a 6 foot tall woman. As I said to you, I'm 5'1¼ and I refuse to let go of my quarter. I refuse to let go of my quarter. And I was just stunned. I thought, wow, she saw me. She said when she was watching me on the monitor of the project we were working on, she said she saw the character Nafisa, and that's the character I play, the general of a rebel army of child soldiers. And I was saying to you, it was a role that I dreamed of, but I never thought I would have the opportunity. I just, there are things you dream about and you just keep it to yourself. You don't talk about it.
Mhm.
And that she saw that. And what I loved about Marion is the story was dealing with a really important subject, and the sensitivity with which she handled it was just amazing. And the other thing about Marion is very, very collaborative. Very, very collaborative. She invited us to the table, and it was our project. So
Mm.
we took ownership of it. And I mean, my goodness, Marion as a director is a beast. And I mean it in the best possible
Mhm.
way. Where you think there's nothing else to bring, she will excavate and bring up some bones you didn't know you had. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I was so excited, when I got the role. I was so excited. Got to go to Salton Sea, Bombay Beach, which is this apocalyptic. I
Mhm.
mean, the smell hits you before you get there. Oh my goodness! But it was just right for the scenes that we shot. At the camp, this desert landscape, just everything dying. They actually shoot a lot of projects there. It lends itself to that. And I remember when we were filming, there were people on the beach like watching. People were watching, and all that good stuff. And there was a lot of excitement,
Mm.
but it was hard work, focusing and doing what you needed, to do. But it was just an amazing period. To me, the days went by too quickly. They went by way too quickly. I wish it could have gone on and on and on. And the actors were just amazing. Vivian, who plays the lead, that girl, I have no words. I literally have no words. But Marion's vision, the whole team, the cinematographer, the producers, they were just amazing. They just made you want to do even more. You're like, what more do you need? What can I give? That
Mhm.
was the kind of project it was.
Well, let's take a watch. I can't wait. Here we go.
Everyone behind me. Not you. You stay. They think that you're just kids with guns. But we know who we are. Don't we? We are warriors. When we move, all others move to get away from us. Clean this up. Tana, come with me. It's finally our time. We've trained them out there long enough. At last, they can see our full, glorious army. It's finally their time for battle.
Wow. Wow. That's one of those films where you lose where you are because there's so much going on and you're hanging on every word. That is amazing work.
It was amazing teamwork. That's what it was. It was amazing teamwork. It was one team with one goal, to execute an amazingly crafted story. And Marion invited us to shape the story with her. I remember there was some scenes that I fought for, some suggestions that I made that I talked to her about, and she was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I remember there was a specific scene that it didn't seem like we were losing daylight. And it's at the end of the film where Itana gets away, and she runs away, and I go after her with my army, and she runs into the water, and I have my gun and I shoot her because she's not getting away. They didn't think that they'd be able to get that final shot because of light. And I said, we have got to get this. We got to get it. Whatever I need to do, I'm willing to do whatever we have to do to get that shot. And thank God we were able to get that shot of me standing there looking. I got her, I shot her. And then the realization, what have I done? Because this character, these are all her kids in a very jacked up, dysfunctional way, the most jacked up way possible. And she realizes, like, oh my God, what have I done? But it's done, and she has to struggle with process that emotion, but not allow any of the kids to know, because got to get back to work, got to replace her, need some more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really a very, very moving piece. And I want to watch the rest of it. I had only caught the beginning, and at first I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh, that's her. I didn't even realize, this small person coming in as a commander of something, right? Because you're just starting right there. And it's
Right.
like, oh my gosh, okay.
5 foot 1.25.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you also have a very well put together website. And, that's one of the hard things to truly put together as an actor or an actress is a very good functional website. And I want to take a moment to take a look at georginaelizabethokon.com. And let's, get it out there. I know that you have agents. I know you have a manager. I know you have a wonderful publicist. And those, of course, are the mainstream ways of how to contact you. If someone is watching this and saying, she is perfect for this role, I would love to have her audition for this. I saw that there's a contact us spot on your website. Would you like to explore that? Or is there a better, easier way, maybe your agent, to direct those types of questions?
Easiest way is my agent. Absolutely. My agent, I'm represented by Suan Edan at Tangerine Talent. I believe all that the information is on my IMDb. And my managers are Victoria Fisher and Brandon Jar at Jar Associates. So that is the easiest way to contact me. And I believe, yes, the information is there. And to your comment about the website, I cannot take credit for the website. The website was created for me by the director of a short film, Fugitive Zero, Joe Lamb. He actually created this website for me.
Oh, it's really very beautiful. So
Joe did an amazing job. He did an amazing job. Wonderful guy.
he really did, and that is a hard thing to do because so many people, they'll go over to, what are some, well, I don't want to name anything, but
Right.
there's those sites that are real sites. It's just one page. And it's like, once you have a repertoire of all these different projects that you've worked on, and you're also a voiceover artist.
Right.
I'd love to hear more about your voiceover work and how did you get started in that?
By accident. No, by divine intervention. I will say my first ever voiceover project I worked on, I was actually living with Starla Christian at the time.
Mhm.
And There's a Netflix TV show called Celia, based on the singer Celia La Series, I believe it's called. And I voiced a character, Mirtha Mama, on that show. I didn't know what I was doing. I showed up there and I was like, yeah, I can do this. And I was, the casting director gave me a shot. She gave me instructions on what to do. And this voiceover is lip sync dubbing. So the example people used to have of lip sync dubbing was the really, really bad dubbing of a lot of these films where the lips would move and then you hear the voice 2 hours later. That's the example of dubbing people had in the past. But, this was a lip sync dubbing. So you are voicing the character, bringing all the emotion, the physicality to it. So Celia was my very first lip sync dubbing project. And then I went on to do ADR, an automated dialogue replacement, which is in every single film and TV show you watch. On a show, you would only have the lead actors mic'd, but there are people in the background speaking, and actors are hired to voice those characters. And my very first ADR project was Black Panther. I remember I got a call. I got a call from my manager, Rudy, at the time, got a call from Barbara Harris, who is the goddess of voiceover. I mean, and this woman is a class act, I have to say. She's so warm. She's just so amazing just to be in her presence. She called my manager and invited me for a meeting. And it was called the Motherland Project. I didn't know what I was getting into. I had no idea. Went over to, I believe it was a Warner Brothers lot for a meeting with Barbara. I had on my best outfit, my skirt, my jacket. I got myself together. I got my hair did. Everything was together for Miss Barbara. And had her, she had me in the office, and there was 2 other actors there. And she made us feel so comfortable. We were so nervous. I couldn't even say my name right. She had us improv a couple of scenes, walked us through what to do. She just made it so simple. And then she said, "You're hired." And I'm like, "Hired for what?" I mean, I didn't care. I was going to show up, And she was like, you're hired. You're going to be working for me. And I was like, okay. And when we showed up at Disney Studios, oh, I tell you what, Elizabeth, I remember going to the bathroom crying because I was crying because as a person of color, as an African, getting an opportunity to work on that, there'd never been anything anywhere like that. And as an African, to see us represented by us telling our stories, not sanitized, not edited, not authentically. That's the word I felt so proud. I felt I had to go to the bathroom and just cry because I was so overcome with emotion at being a part of this iconic, and we all looked at ourselves like, how did we get here? How did this happen? Is this happening? Is it really happening? And it was just amazing. I'm still in touch with some of the actors that I worked with on that project. It was wonderful. So that was my first ADR project. I've done a lot of the lip sync dubbing. I worked on a Belgian crime series called The Break. Then I worked on, and all of these are foreign language films. Obviously, they're dubbed into English, and they've all been on Netflix. I also worked on Unit 42. My first large role for dubbing was on a French TV series called Mortel. I voiced one of the series regular characters, Elizabeth. And this was really interesting because this was not just English, but Haitian Creole. I do not speak Haitian Creole, but what I've found is I am able to, if I have an audition, I can learn for the audition. And I always call my amazing friend, Crystal Roche. She was actually brought on to help me with the Haitian Creole that I had to do for this show. I did two seasons on Mortel, season 1 and season 2, and it was an amazing experience. I also got to do a feature called Simply Black for Netflix, and then on the ADR side, last year, I got a call from Miss Barbara for The Woman King to do ADR for The Woman King. And I have never, I regard myself as someone who's fairly fit. Back in the day, I was into martial arts, Taekwondo, which I did just short of getting my black belt. I stopped getting my black belt because my mom, this was in Nigeria, my mom looked at me and said, "You look like a little man." My mom said I looked like a little man. I was really muscular. I had like muscles. I was tiny, muscles everywhere, my hair short. And I was kind of feeling myself with that. You know, my mom was like, "You look like a little man." I was like, "I'm done." You know, the vanity thing I told you about earlier. I'm like, "I'm done. Ain't doing this no more. No more training. Forget it." So I was saying all that to say I regard myself as someone who's fairly fit, even though, you know, my exercise isn't what it should be, but it's not what it should be. But,
I
you know,
know what you mean.
as memory, you know, it doesn't go away. So I'm saying all this to say the Woman King almost, oh my God, the physicality. Elizabeth, I thought I was going to pass out because we are, you know, we're voicing all these fight scenes. We are kicking, we are punching, we are grunting, we are killing, we're slashing, we're rolling around on the floor. You're yelling, you're doing all of this business. I remember at one point I was like, "Oh my God, I'm inhaling, but no air is coming in." You know, there's no air. I'm opening my mouth. I'm like, nothing is coming. Praying, "Lord Jesus, please help me, help me, help me." I felt my stomach rising. I was like, "Do not throw up here in Miss Barbara's studio. Don't do that." Got through it. It was an amazing project to work on. I really feel honored and blessed to have been a part of that. Yeah.
That is a side of especially voiceover work, but feature film, television that we don't think about
Right, right,
much.
right,
Even as an actor and an actress that's always in front of the camera, you know, they know that it's going on. We know that it's happening,
right.
but the viewer has no clue.
I didn't, as an actor, I had no idea about ADR, about lip sync dubbing. You don't think about it, but it's there right in front of you, you know, and the particularly with ADR, strong improv skills, very strong improv skills. There's a lot of material you have to prepare. You know, you need to know the year, the city, the type of language that you're using in terms of expressions. Like something that's a period piece, you know, you won't be saying like, "What's up?" You're not going to be saying that. You know, if it's based in New York, you know, you're not going to be, you know, speaking with a Texan accent. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of work that goes into the preparation. You're sent a lot of material, research, information you need to have so that you digest it and you prepare so you can improv as you watch. And you do not know what you're going to be watching till you get there. The same with dubbing. There's no, it's not like when you have an audition, you get a script, an on-camera audition, you get a script, and you know, you prepare your audition, and you know, yada yada yada, and then you know, you book it, you get with this, no, nothing like that. It is when you get there that you find out what you're, you know, what you've gotten into. So very strong improv skills, and you need some stamina, as well, and focus, collaborate with other performers, and yeah, and enjoy. You've got to enjoy what you're doing. You've got to love what you're doing. And one thing about voiceover artists, they are professionals. They are serious about their business. They're voiceover artists. That's what they do primarily. Their income primarily comes from voiceover, and they get the work. Another voiceover that I got to do for the first time ever it wasn't last year, it was the year before. I narrated my first audiobook.
Oh, wow.
And this means so much to me because this is a Nigerian author called Abou-Sakher Ibrahim, and it's called A Love Like This. It's on Audible. It's a short story. I was actually approached by Audible, and I was thinking, how do they know me? They approached my managers and asked if I would be interested in auditioning for it. And honestly, I was stunned and I was humbled that I was like, how do they know me? I auditioned for it, got the role, got to go to a studio in Burbank, and the recording experience is interesting because you're in a tiny cubicle, you're scraping your elbows, thou shalt not sneeze, thou shalt not cough. Any noise you make is disruptive. It's picked up by the mic. So I got to go to Burbank to record my character, and the story is a love story with a bit of a sting. So my character is kind of reflecting on her life. She was she was out there. Let's just say she was out there. She went some places. She'd been around the block a little bit. And so she was oh yes. When I was reading, I was like, oh my God, what did she get up to? I'm like, girl, you've been some places. But it's essentially a beautiful love story, and the character I play is a Spitfire. She got some bite, and I do get to play characters that are spirited, as well as characters that are loving, a range. But I do like the evil ones. They're fun.
They're fun. They're fun. When somebody puts some words in your mouth that you wouldn't normally say,
Right,
but sometimes you think them, that's fun.
You're like, okay, she's doing this.
You're right. So like you had just mentioned, if you have, even just a little bit of extra saliva in your mouth,
Yes,
it is detectable
yes.
through that audio recording.
Right.
Do you have any tips for voiceover artists that are out there and they're like, yeah, how do I clean up my audio? Do you have any personal tips?
So are you talking clean up the audio technically? Like, like editing, or are you talking about when you are recording?
When you're recording.
Lots of water. Oh my God, lots of water, because I suffer with a dry mouth, so your lips start to smack, and you can hear it. So lots and lots of water. I've always heard that it's good to stay away from dairy. Stay away from dairy, stay away from sugar. That's a battle I'm still fighting. I haven't won yet, but we're going to stay committed. And there are what's it called? There are drops that are good for the throat. To clear your throat, so that you don't have any interference, over there. There are teas. I like ginger tea. I love ginger tea, actually. I love ginger tea. Herbal teas are really, really good, really, really good for you. But warm water, water, lemon, honey. Water, lemon, and honey. That's really, really good. And I don't consider myself to be a professional in this area. I mean, I've done a few voiceover projects. I'm by no means an expert at all, but these are a few things that I find have been helpful.
Well, and I think that's going to be very helpful to
Yeah,
other people out there.
yeah,
It's so surprising until you do a couple of recordings really on your own, because castings for voiceovers for, short couple of sentences for a commercial or something like that.
right.
You can find that without having to go directly to breakdown services through your agent, so you could start, try, and you get the microphones, you try to do it at home.
Absolutely. There's a lot more voiceover now. I've noticed the last couple of years on Actors Access,
Mhm.
voiceover projects, is dubbing projects on Actors Access, and also Facebook. I would advise joining Facebook, looking on Facebook for voiceover communities, because I got the opportunity to audition for a fantasy TV series from Facebook where it's called Tarragon, fantasy sci-fi series, and I got to voice a character, evil character, Madame Millard. And I just wanted the opportunity, and I just had so much fun doing this. And I found this off of Facebook. So there are lots of voiceover actor groups on Facebook as well. And another place that has voiceover projects, I would say, is Backstage.
Mhm.
Backstage magazine. Now with Backstage, I think you need to curate it, because sometimes there's a lot of student projects on there. So if you're looking to get paid, you know what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for the opportunity to just take a stab at it, I would certainly look there. And certainly on Facebook, there's lots of voiceover communities for actors, and they are so generous. And also, if you speak languages like myself, I am British born Nigerian. So I'm from Nigeria. I can do African accents, Nigerian accents. That's one of the things which has served me, in the voiceover arena, being able to do different accents. If you do accents and you can speak a language, there's a Facebook group called ADR Languages.
Mm.
ADR Languages, and they actually have a casting segment to them, where you join the group, you can put your information on there, your reel, and get auditions. So there's resources out. There are resources out there.
I had no idea that there was a voiceover community for casting on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook is a really, really good resource. It's an amazing resource for actors, also for rehearsals. If you've got an audition, you're looking for a rehearsal partner, you call somebody, they let you down. There are groups where actors are there. You need someone to read with you, for you. They're there.
Oh, how many people struggle with trying to find a reader.
Right, right. And I'm talking about from all over, not just the US. I saw a posting. There was someone in India who read for an actor here in the US who had an audition. And that's
Wow.
the, that's the beauty about being online. There's no barriers. There's a time difference, obviously, but yeah.
Yes, there is that. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, this has been such a fun engagement of getting to know you, and I'm so honored that you had time for me. Before we go, though, would you mind letting everybody know how can they follow you? Do you use Facebook mostly, or Twitter, or Instagram?
So I am on Facebook. I will be honest. I don't really post. So not really, but I am on Facebook, Georgina Elizabeth Okon. I am on Instagram as well. I'll be honest. I don't really post as much. My social media game needs a lot of work. I am on Twitter as well, and I think I post the least on Twitter, and I am on LinkedIn as well. But LinkedIn is not quite the same. It's not quite the same thing as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I think the arena that I engage the most in, I would have to say, is Facebook.
I would agree. You know, at one point in time, you know, the Facebook is where you had the most, you know, eyeballs, I called it, but I guess faces, you know, it was
Right,
appropriately named.
right.
And then all these other social medias came out, and it's like, huh? How am I supposed to divide my time?
Exactly.
Right?
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
you try
lot.
to eye your family members, and it's like, oh yeah, I can do that, and then they never do anything.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
this has been lovely. Thank you so much for your time, and I've really enjoyed this.
This has been, I said to you in the green room, I was so nervous because I was just really, really nervous and just really, really worried. I had a friend called me before this and prayed with me. I said, I need some prayer. I definitely need some prayer. And God has come through. I have had so much fun. You are a revelation, and what you do is amazing, giving a platform, to people to just come and be themselves. And you're sharing information, and you're just creating a community that just the community you have created is an embrace. That's what it feels like. It feels like a warm embrace, and God knows people need that so much. People need that so much. So, Elizabeth, don't stop doing what you're doing. I am so humbled and honored that I got to meet you. I already heard amazing things about you from Waide. Waide was like, "Oh my gosh, Elizabeth, I was there last year." And I was like, "Okay, I know I'm in good. I am in good company." So the pleasure has been mine.
Oh, thank you. What a blessing. That was so lovely of you. Thank you very much. Well, you are a friend of the show. You're welcome to come back anytime that you would like.
I would
So
love to.
well, let us know. You have a wonderful publicist in Carlos Martinez.
That's right.
And yeah, Scribe Services, right? PR Scribe Services in
Drive
Los.
services, public relations.
Yes, yes, out of Los Angeles. So just tell them to let me know. And
Okay.
hey, let's do this again soon.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It has
You're wel-
been so much fun.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the week.
I sure will. And you, and you.
Thank you. Yes, yes. Well, you know what? I should bring you back up. I'm going to bring you back up for one more thing.
Okay.
I don't usually do that. I don't think I've ever done this.
Okay.
Usually I just sign off. It's finally dry out there. And you don't have a drought anymore. Oh my
God.
God. All right. Okay. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Take care. Bye. God bless.
Everybody, as always, we are blessed. You are blessed. Mwah. I love you. And I will see you next time for another wonderful show. Thank you for watching, commenting, and liking. Bye now. All right.